expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is the truth about 50-50 relationships. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive FI with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, I spoke about how birthdays hit different after a cancer diagnosis. The quote of the day is, "A healthy relationship is one where two independent people just make a deal that they will help make the other person a better version of themselves." And here are your trending topics for today. Two Peoria men lost their lives on Saturday after their boat capsized while fishing. Peoria County Sheriff Department, Chris Watkins, said at 3:15 p.m. Saturday, deputies were called to the home of the 5300 block of Eden Road after the property owner found a capsized boat on the lake. The property owner told deputies the boat belonged to a man who was given permission to fish on the lake. According to the property owner, the man arrived at around 1:15 p.m. and at 2:30 p.m., the property owner noticed the capsized boat and called 911. The fire department and deputies searched the large lake and found a man unresponsive in the water at approximately 3:45 p.m. Although deputies and firefighters attempted CPR, the man was found unresponsive and pronounced dead. An investigation revealed that another man may have been fishing with the man on the boat. Deputies were unable to locate that man, so the family reported him missing to the Peoria police on Saturday night. Sunday morning, deputies deployed drones and Peoria's fire department's dive team to respond and found the second man underwater in the lake, and he also was pronounced dead upon arrival. It is unclear why the boat overturned, but it appears to be no foul play. The Peoria County coroners responded to both incidents at the lake. Both men were 67 years old, both lived in Peoria, and both lived at different addresses. Currently, the Peoria County Sheriff's Office is investigating the events, and the identities of both men are being withheld at this time. So please pray for the families as they deal with this tragic. We are so grateful for our sponsor on today. We have Emanuel Church of God in Christ with Pastor Michael Richardson, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel COGIC at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel COGIC-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Co-hosting with me today is none other than cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore, aka The Biz. Hey, Rizal.
Hey, Lady ReShell.
What's up?
How are you? It's Relationship Monday. I look so forward to Relationship Monday because there's nothing like the healthiest way to have a relationship is to talk about your relationship. So I look so forward to talking every Monday when we do this.
I totally agree. The only way that we're going to be able to have a balanced relationship, a healthy relationship, is that we know what it looks like. And discussing it on these Mondays are definitely helping, not just me, but I know it's helping other people as well. So our topic today is the truth about 50-50 relationships.
That's going to be very interesting. Let's see if we're going to agree today.
Such a controversial topic. I would start off with first defining what it means, because we may have totally different definitions than what it really means to go 50-50 in a relationship. Because when you hear 50-50, like, what's the first thing that pops into your mind as it relates to relationships?
Half and half.
Just half and half, period, and nothing else sticks out.
Right. Yeah, especially when, now this day and age, bills is piling up. So definitely half and half. So I think that is a good thing to define what is a 50-50 relationship.
Right. So a 50-50 split means each person gives exactly the same amount of themselves fully, it says. Partners base their giving on sameness and equality rather than the needs of the relationship.
I see you frowning on that one already.
I just looked at where it says rather than the needs of the relationship.
And that's when you started frowning. Right. I think we might both disagree. Look like you disagree with that. Rather than the needs of the relationship.
So they're focusing on sameness, meaning they're trying to, when I'm thinking sameness, like we're trying to go toe to toe to make sure that we're equal, rather than looking at the relationship and seeing, okay, what's wrong in the relationship, or what do we need to improve, or what's working, what do we need to keep doing in the relationship.
But then that might not make it 50-50. That might make it 30-30 or so, or 30-70 or something, because there's an area that you might need to improve in more, than me. And then there's an area that I might need to improve in more than you. But that right there is the balance. That's the 50-50. So I don't see why they say rather than the needs of the relationship, because the relationship is always going to need.
That's true. So since no relationship is the same, you and your partner have to define what you want and what each other's person is contributing to the relationship. So what is it that every relationship is different. So a lot of times we compare our relationships to other people. We see everything going on social media and we're like, oh, relationship goals, I want my relationship to be like that. And it's saying that you have to define what you want, how you want it, and set up some type of goal on how to get there by you both contributing to the relationship.
But the bigger question is who you want it with, because that's going to make all the difference in the world for you and how you move forward with everything that you want or need.
Oh, that's true. I'm going to wait. Okay, so each couple has different needs and desires and has to figure out what works best for them, for their unique dynamics, because each relationship is totally different. And I think a lot of times we have problems in our relationships is because we're looking in the window of someone else's relationship, not knowing what their dynamics are. You just see, how they're functioning outside, but oh, wow, they get along great. Like, I want that type of relationship, but you don't know what's really going on in their household and what type of work they put in to arrive at that.
That's right, because behind the scenes, trust me, it is a total different picture than what they are showing you when the cameras is rolling. We see that a lot on TV.
Absolutely. So what made this topic come about is the Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle union.
I knew it.
So that kind of started, but I know me and Rizal, we constantly talk about 50-50 is mostly in our relationship conversations when we have it. So today we're just going to talk about it in more detail. So I'm going to play a clip from Gabrielle Union first, and then I'll play the clip from Dwayne Wade.
In this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work. Bitch, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. You know, come on, you gotta work. And it's hard.
So that was the clip that Gabrielle Union blew up the internet. It went viral and everybody's like, what? What is she talking about? She's going 50-50 with her man. If she don't work, she don't eat.
Well, they're not listening to what she's saying. It's like her and Dwayne is good, but the other household, because I guess he has kids and maybe she has kids. Now, that's what she said. It feels like there's a gorilla on her back, because not only do she have to work for the household with her and Dwayne, but got to work for the other household, which puts a very big strain on you, on them. And she don't, like she said, she don't work, you don't eat.
And that's kind of sad to think about it when you like, okay, I can't even take a break because I got these, not just my immediate house depending on me, but people outside of this immediate house depending on me. And if I don't get my behind up and work, guess what? My phone gonna be ringing like, oh, we in need.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Hey, Lisa, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Lisa.
We're talking about 50-50 relationships. We're talking about the truth. And we just played a clip from Gabrielle Union talking about her and Dwayne Wade being in this 50-50 relationship. So now I'm going to play his response to her video.
About me and my wife,
right?
And I haven't given no color to this,
right?
But it's think pieces going around about me as a man,
right?
And I'm like, make
that man make his wife be 50-50. What kind of man is that?
So
I thought the same thing too, D. I ain't gonna lie.
You thought the same thing?
Yeah, when you make up, I say, how you gonna make that woman pay? He got all that cheese. He making her pay 50.
All right, so let's talk about it. So the whole 50-50 concept.
Right.
Okay, so I understand what 50-50 means.
Right.
50-50 means that everything in life, you got your half and I got my half.
Right.
We're gonna put this shit together and try to make 100.
Right.
Okay.
We about to order about with the grocery, you put in 100, I put it in.
That's how 50-50 goes.
That's how we look at it.
That is not how our relationship works. All right, we don't see. Everybody think 50-50. They think, hey, if he getting a sandwich, you got to put 50% on that.
Right.
He got 100, 200, whatever people think I got. Right. That's not how it works.
Right.
50-50 in our household is, first of all, let's say I have 20 to 50 responsibilities.
Right.
And my wife have 20 to 50 responsibilities. And when I say that, that means she has a mother, she has her sisters, she has her dad. She has a lot of things that she's responsible for.
Right.
You know what she does?
Right.
She pays 100% of that.
Right.
You know what I do? I pay 100% of my life. When our life come together, my wife is a working actress who spends time away from the family to go work,
do our job.
Build.
Right.
We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, "That when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again."
Wow.
She said, "You can say that in the arena." Yeah. And so in our life, our home, 50-50, we purchased it together.
Right.
Our daughter, anything that goes on with our daughter, 50-50, we share it together. Right. Now, it's some things I pick up versus some things she pick up, but she does something, I do something.
Right.
We could do it 50-50, or I can do it myself. But my wife is a working woman.
Right.
She's a boss and an independent woman in her own life.
Right.
She's like, I'm gonna put, you know what, that little 200 that you was gonna spend on this, I'm gonna throw something else on there and we're gonna go on a bigger trip. We're gonna ball out. Like, this is my wife.
Right.
Right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I like having a wife that's like, that's cool, you can do that. The house we live in, thank God, in Hidden Hills, nice house.
Right.
Whatever millions. We could have had a nice house on my 50% too.
Right.
It'd have been nice.
Nice.
She was like, no, let me put something else on and let us live a little different.
Oh, yeah, they got a little bigger.
All right. So there you have it. We heard from the wife and we heard from the husband on their perspective of going 50-50.
All right. So what people don't understand that going 50-50 has been going on for quite some time. You just don't realize it. For example, okay, so I have, and this is just an example. So I have, say, 4 kids. Matter of fact, let's make it 5. That's a handful. I got a handful of kids, 5, right? I'm no longer with the girlfriend, the ex-wife, or whatever. I'm now married a new person. So that new person come into the picture, and I have to pay child support on 3. They're not just taking my money, they're going to be taking our money. There are so many instances where the wife's check get garnished also because you are now a part of that monstrosity of me and my 5 kids. So that's been going on. What Dwayne saw has been going on for a while. And I understand his point, and I see what he's saying, because even for myself, and this is true fact, like I had I was taking care of my mother before she passed away. I took care of her for 9 years. So anybody that comes in anybody's life, these are things that you have to understand, what you are going to may have to accept. My mother, my kids, the dog, the goldfish, all of those things that's going to tie into me. And the same thing with you. I'm going to have to accept your kids and everything else that you got. So we have to balance and help each other get these things done and paid under this one roof and in this household. So it's nothing like us coming together and trying to manage them both. So I can see where Dwayne is saying that's the 50-50. Not like, oh, well, he got all that money. We don't know how much money he got. He could be broke.
He has
Again,
170 million to her 40 million.
Show me a stub.
So yes, his net worth is 170 million and hers is 40 million. So if I'm coming in with that, knowing how much you have, I don't think I get what she's saying about the house. We're in this house, and every time something's happening, you're throwing it up in my face. This is my house. We do things how I want to do it in my house. This is my house. Any person would be like, well, okay, next time let's buy something, or we can both put our names on it so that you don't have to keep saying that this is your house. So in Gabrielle's defense, she did say that she has been operating from a scarcity mindset. So when he said that, she went to like, oh, okay, well, nobody's going to put me out. Nobody's going to tell me that I can't be here. So guess what I'm going to do? We're going to go half on this house, on our next house, so that you cannot ever say that to me again. I don't have to worry about be threatened, lose some sleep over, you may put me out of your house.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I feel the same way. You will never get the chance to come out your mouth that this is yours or anything or whatever. You're not going to throw it up in my face that this is your house. No, not going to happen. So I absolutely feel what she is saying on that.
My whole thing is we would have to do percentages. So the percentage may not be 50-50 if you're coming in with 170 million and I'm coming in with 40. It may be we're doing 70-30. Now, you mentioned about the child support, him having to pay child support, to his kids. And then he mentioned that she has to pay for her family when something go wrong. She's paying 100% of that and he's paying 100%. I get that. But still, you coming in with 170 and I'm coming in with 40.
But the whole thing here, you're supposed to be coming in with love, not, well, his bank account is bigger than mine. He has 170 and only got my 40. Man, y'all both millionaires. Who can, y'all both are millionaires. And, husband, you supposed to put it together, but, I'm sure he has a stash somewhere on the side because most men do, giving up the game. So, on pay, say 170, but it's probably 200.
And then it's probably the same thing for her, because as she's operating from this scarcity mindset, you best believe she has a nest somewhere where she is putting money to the side just in case. Because keep in mind, her first marriage, she was the breadwinner. She was making the majority of the money. And so when sometimes you carry that baggage on to the next relationship, like, okay, I got to do this same thing. And granted, she moved in with Dwayne, but the minute he said, this is my house, she went back to that scarcity mindset. Okay, well, guess what? We about to go half on stuff. So you don't ever have to make me feel this way again.
And I totally get that. And I understand, because we have so many brothers that's out here who is just living off women, looking for a place to live. We have a lot of men who are just living off of women. I'll say it again for you. Yes, I said it. That is living off of women and putting them in bad situations, messing up their credit, extending their life because you ain't got no money, you ain't got no job, or whatever the case. So I can understand why Gabrielle is a little hesitant and have that scarcity in her about moving forward, because it's not just her. There's a lot of women out there that feel the same way. All these women that's out there taking care of these men, that's building these men up, that, and it's been going on for so long. Once a man that actually come along and take care of the stuff, y'all don't know how to act. If I tell you, baby, you ain't got to work, I don't got to, what is that? Who are you? What is this? Oh, no. Okay. When they go, where's the camera? They about to jump out on me and stuff. Nah. So when you finally get that, man, then you don't know how to treat, because you used to having all and doing everything yourself. And yeah, let's get into this.
And I think for Gabrielle, she thought she had that until he said, you don't like what I'm doing over here? This is my house. And then she like, oh, so this is not that. So now, okay, we about to go half on everything.
Well, look, the way he better treat her right, because if they divorce, that's a lot of money he gonna have to come out of pocket with.
And I'm sure they signed a prenup, but still, I don't know where they live. I don't know.
Well, he just said they out in LA. They was in Miami and they moved out to LA now. Okay. LA is expensive.
Yes.
LA is expensive as I don't know what. I don't even know how the people that live in LA live.
Regardless, she would get half. You are in LA.
So he's at a 40. That's another 7. So if she get half, that'll boost her up to 110, and he'll be at 70. So yeah, I'm just doing some numbers for him. He better call me.
Lisa says, I get that, but I've been in that space where my name wasn't on the house. I refuse to live in a place without my name again. I brought my house and my name is the only one on it.
Excellent.
I think.
But what happens now if Lisa gets married, she get a husband, and now she's able to put her husband out. How should he feel when she say, this is my house, I bought this house? So now she able to puff up her chest and stick it out and say, get out if she wanted to, because she bought the house.
He shouldn't be moving with her. If we're coming together, you have your place, I have my place, then guess what? Let's go get something together. And then those could be rental properties, bringing money in.
ReShell, in this day and age, it ain't that easy that we just go out there and just get something. Everything going up. I'm quite sure they're going to try to manage in that house for the time being, for whatever time, until they're able, depending on the structure. It could be a big family, but if it's just them and them, they're going to work that one house that she owns. They're going to work that house out.
At that point, conversations need to be had about what we're doing, how we're moving forward, so that they have an understanding, and so those comments won't be made. Because we have an understanding of what we're trying to do. Yeah, this is your house, but guess what? Right now, it's our house because I'm living here.
So we just gonna have what's some people that won't get out the
squatters.
The swatters, yeah. So now you just gonna be swatting in my house, and then you're gonna be laying up in my bed with me too at the set. Oh, see, you about to start trouble.
And I believe Lisa, she said the conversation needs to be had beforehand. That should be before anybody leave their home. We need to have a conversation about what are we going to do. I say let's get something, even if we have to move into an apartment and rent out our houses. You can find somewhere if it's just the two of us for us to live until we figure something out. I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Angela said, I was always taught from my grandmother, you always have money for a rainy day.
Always have a stash. And I know Gabrielle, she's a smart cookie. So I know it's put up, and she's, sometimes you got to prepare for the worst, even if you don't see it coming or there. You have to be, it's like auto insurance. You never know what day you're going to have an accident. You don't know what day he or she is going to flip out, and you got to get out of there fast or whatever. So I'm quite sure both of them have some money somewhere that's unaccounted for, but them that's put up just in case for a rainy day.
Right. And that's fine. It doesn't necessarily have to be, it could be, this money could be for us. Yeah, you have your stash, but normally women, a lot of times we put stuff to the side and something happens. We're like, okay, babe, I got it. Like, where's the money coming from? Like, you stash your money to the side because something may happen, something may fall through. And just in case, you want to be able to help. Lisa said we can buy one together and then she'll rent hers out. Exactly.
Okay.
It may work out better that way versus us coming into one person's space, and something may happen. So one person may come home and feel like they're doing more than the other, and like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. This is my house, and it's just the tension. You don't want the person to stop coming home, because that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to come home, wait till you sleep, and then they come in the house and go to sleep, get up before you get up. Like, who wants that?
Yeah, but you don't want it thrown in your face either. This is my house. I pay the bills, blah, blah, blah. You don't want that either. You don't want that either.
Absolutely not.
Who wants to wake up and deal with that? That alone will have me up, out, and ready to go.
Exactly. So a 50-50 relationship implies that you are keeping score of every deed that you do.
Ooh, don't tell me about to talk about the what I do motion, because that comes up a lot. What I do.
That's the insinuation is that we're doing 50-50. How do you know the other person is carrying their weight or not carrying their weight?
Well, this is where you got to sit. You got to budget whatever bills and everything is. And, if it's 50-50, it's two ways you can do it. Either one person pays the rent and whatever it is, and then the other person pays everything else, credit cards, or whatever the case, or you split the rent and each of y'all pay your own bills or whatever.
So I'm not just talking about finances, because a lot of times when, and this is not for every man, a lot of times when a man says he wants to go 50-50, 9 times out of 10 is financial. A man is not saying, I want to go 50-50 on the housework. I want to go 50-50 taking care of the child. I want to go 50-50 taking the child to the doctor. Like, the man is not, when they mention 50-50, 9 times out of 10, the man is mentioning it because they want to go financially. He's not saying, oh, let's go 50. If we're going 50-50, if we're partners, that means we're splitting everything down the middle. Not just finances. Let's do it right.
And I get it, and I understand. I know this, and I hear you, Lady ReShell. But Uncle Rizzy always told you on this show that most people these days are looking for help rather than love. So that's why the financial is at the forefront of everything. Because they need to know how they're getting their bills paid and can you help?
instead of you pouring into that person, you're focusing on how can this person help me get
Right.
ahead? How can this person help me pay some bills? You're taking, and instead of love is about giving. It's about what can I give? How can I make things less stressful for this person?
Right.
Instead,
So already you coming into the door, you're not even giving 50% of yourself. You're not even putting 100% into the relationship because you too focused on what that person can do for you. This started back in the day. Have them play it at the station. No romance, no romance without finance. This been going on for years. I keep trying to tell you. Just listen to the music. It's been in the music for years.
I don't think anybody listens.
They ain't just see this in the sky. No, this is real. This is reality.
Totally agree. People are looking for help. They're not looking for love. And the conversations that you have with the people at the beginning, that foundation that you're trying to build with that person, you should be able to come to a conclusion if they're looking for help or love. You should be.
It's
Should
hard
is
because
the key word.
because they disguise it. This is why, I talk to so many people. I swear I need to be a therapist and I need to get paid for these constellation sessions because they come to me and they tell me and they talk this and I just like, girl, you got it. You got this game all messed up. I don't know where it twisted and went wrong or how it just changed, but it's horrible. It's horrible. Nope.
I think the conversations that you have at the beginning, don't be in a rush. Get to know that person, give them a chance to really show you who they are. And when they do, you already know what to do. Get out of there if it's not what you're looking for.
Shoot, you want to scare them off? Just ask them what their credit score is. They probably won't bother you no more.
How much debt do you have?
But if they come with like a 700 or above now it might be some talking going on then. But if you down in like at 528 or you at 601, nah, I already know your motive.
Let's put the
No. You driving that pretty white BMW X4 and you ain't been to work in 2 weeks. Something. No. You gotta go find somebody else.
Number 2, there are some things that my better half can't do that I do that you could do better than them, should I say. It could be, again, taking care of the kids. It could be the house. I mean, some men cook, some men can clean better than women. It may not be what they want to do. It just may be because they've been on their own. They may be better at it than the woman.
Yeah, see, again, I had no choice. My mother couldn't cook. Last time she tried to cook, I found a damn shoe in the oven. So she was off limits. Remember, my mother, she suffered from dementia. So she couldn't remember a lot of things. So I did all of the cooking, but I've been cooking for years. That actually I had a job. I was a short order chef for 7 years. I love to cook. See, when you get me, you get a awesome package. Awesome package.
Hey,
I cook, I clean, I fix cars. If you ever seen Eva and All the Queen's Men, and she got to do Tommy, I'm Tommy. I do everything.
Hilarious.
And anybody out there want a cookie, I got you.
Diane, thank you for joining us. Number 3, we're talking about 50-50 relationships, and we're telling the truth. Sometimes in relationships, you have to take one for the team and keep moving.
Now, when they say take one for the team, is that just go ahead and be with that person or not be with that person and I see to keep it moving, but
that would be if that person falls short on what they're supposed to do. You just go ahead and do it. And, you're taking it for the team. You're not complaining. You're just going to do it and keep it moving.
That's right. I mean, but it should, as I've said before on this show, If there's ever a point in my life that I'm down, my queen is supposed to lift me up and, cover me wherever I'm lacking. And whenever she's down, as a king, I'm supposed to cover her and pick up the slack where she's like, she could be on a whole new journey in a career. And she need like maybe 6 months or a year to knock out some books, get a degree, and do whatever. Not within that time. Oh, you ain't working this mind and start tearing it down. She's trying to better herself. She's trying to take y'all to a whole nother level, a different plateau, get you to another space than where you are. So that again, the balance. Y'all got to work together. There's nothing but togetherness in these relationships. Got to balance it out. Just hold it down until she'll be right back, or he'll be right back. Don't worry, especially if it's a good man. Look, good men are scarce out there. Y'all better hold on to whatever it is that you got if you consider him a good man.
Appreciate your mate's talents.
See, number 4. Look, I'm ahead of you without even you putting the thing up. See there? You see my thinking? Do you see my thoughts? Do you understand now why it's just cooking?
You should know what your mate's strengths and weaknesses are. They should know yours. And if they fall short, then you should be there and be like, okay, I got you. And let them know when they're doing a great job, like genuine compliments for them. Oh, babe, I see you took out the trash and you was on that. Like, give them compliments, make them feel needed, wanted, and appreciated. Not just like, oh, you're supposed to do that. I don't know why I'm thanking you for something you're supposed to do. Like, no. Sometimes we take people for granted, from the day-to-day thing, just busy, and we just forget to really let the person know that they're appreciated.
That's right. Sometimes them compliments, they go a long way because you may not know what type of day I had, and just you coming forth saying, knowing that feeling that I'm appreciated, that I'm wanted, that I'm needed around here, it'll bring a humbleness to my soul. And I would just rest down and get some rest and be able to get up and go do it again for you.
Wow. Y'all hear that, ladies? 50-50 relationships. We're talking about the truth. Number 5 is income disparities between spouses. You already know that a lot of people are not coming in making the same.
Right. This is the number 1 divorcer in the world. Finances. Now, remember that couple with a girl? I think she might have been a brain surgeon or something. And she was making $400,000, and her spouse, her man, was only making $40,000. And people like that could have been a big. This could have been a number 5, but nah, she wasn't in it for that. It's like, well, yeah, I make that, so what? But I love you. Like we can clearly see that there was love in that relationship.
I would have to make sure it's love if I'm making that amount. I probably wouldn't even tell him what I was making. I'd probably tell him I was making like $30,000 a year and see. But most men, let me just say, most men who are not looking for help really don't care what the woman is making. They're not interested in, oh, she has this, she's a CEO, she's a boss chick. They're not looking for that. Like you could be working as an administrative assistant. As long as you're going to work, you paying your bills, they're not looking at how much you're making.
Yeah, you contribute, but this also goes back to our conversation about what do you bring to the table.
Yeah, the only
we don't want no chick that we putting out. Look, I gotta get your hair, your nails. I gotta do the food, do the cooking. You got little rah-rah over there crying. I gotta go out and get him diaper and all this other. Nah, that's that. You know what? I'm gonna be trying to get rid of you quick, fast, in a hurry.
9 times out of 10, that woman was already doing those things before she met you. She was already taking care of those kids. You met her with her nails done, her hair done. You met her dressed up. She was already doing those things. So,
but was she doing them from herself or was somebody else doing them? Because women have a tendency to run to the guy like, I need some money. So is she still going to be continuing to go to other men while you with me to ask Orange over there to to get
But it
your nails
depends.
done when
If
you
you're
over here
going,
with me black?
if you're going 50-50, then she might have to go over there and be like, okay, well, I still need you to get my nails done and my hair done. Who knows? I don't know.
Well,
Because you want to go
we
50-50.
both can see from this conversation with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union that going 50-50 is a big responsibility.
It is. And I could just tell you right now, if a guy asks me to go 50-50, I'm checking out. Like if that's your conversation when we meet, I'm checking out. Because I'm looking at you like you want some help. Let's just say most men today with the average income of men is like $50,000. Most of them need the help. They need it. So if they're asking for the help, it's because they do need the help. Most of them cannot take care of a household with kids on that salary. It's possible. But a lot of them's like, what you got? What you bring to the table? A man is not asking you what you bring to the table. He's going to already vetted you and know what's going on in your world to know how you're going to be able to contribute to his to make it much greater than what he's already doing. When you look at most of the men who have President Obama, most of the men who are great men, they have an amazing woman behind them. And she's just not some airhead of a woman either.
That's right. Because she's what? She was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But most men that are asking you to go 50-50, maybe they're not healed from a relationship that they were in where somebody used them for their money. And so now they're like, okay, guess what? Now I'm going to go 50-50 with the next woman because she's not going to take me for my money. And I think a lot of people come into relationships and of course, we all bring baggage and they're not healed. So now this relationship is suffering because that last girl you was with, she had you paying all her bills while she was going over here sleeping with some man and you felt used. So now you're going to make the next person pay for what happened because you didn't vet that person right.
Right. But it just seems like it's majority of the women who do that to the men to the point where men are just tired. Men are just tired. We don't want to be bothered with it. Either men are just settling like, this is what it is. We already know what you want, or we're just tired and don't want to be bothered.
That's the same thing with women. We'd rather be single than to be trying to go 50-50 with you. And don't get me wrong, going 50-50 with, I don't want to say 50-50, but you and your husband coming together and y'all combining y'all incomes, right? We got a checking account where both of our checks are going in that account for bills. We know how much the bills are. The bills are coming out of that account. Even an allowance for us comes out of the account. So we know where all the money is going. We know where saving is going. And then we get our own money. But these people that are going 50-50, they're really not going 50-50. Their money is still in their own account. Your money is still in your own account. And when it's time to pay bills, it's where's your half?
And then they say, well, I don't have it. Then it's, now police being called because somebody tried to kill somebody.
Diane said he might need it, but it's all in the way that you ask. I guess, Diane. And it's okay to say, okay, hey, I'm making 50,000, baby. You making 50,000. We bring it together. We got 100,000. We can put some money to the side and save. These are the goals. We want to get a house. We want to get some rental property. Like, let's work together to do that. But you coming in to like, 50-50, you paying your half of the rent. I'm paying we roommates, dude. We roommates. And that means I could do what I want to do. You could do what you want to do. Just my house. No, come on. What happened to, and I know this is a totally different caliber of men from my grandmother's husband, my grandfather to my dad. These are totally different calibers of men. My mom did not have to work now. And my mom, no. Would I want to not work? No, I would want to work and contribute. But for her, she had 7 kids. So the smart thing for her to do was to be at home and taking care of those kids. I can tell you when we got home, when we woke up for school, We had breakfast. When we came home from school, we had a snack. We had a hot dinner every single night. It wasn't we're going to the restaurant. My mom cooked every day. We had clean clothes. The house was clean. Like, she did what she was supposed to do as a homemaker, as a wife, as a mother. So that caliber of man that was able to take care of their women without them working does not exist for the average man. Now, for
But
the
you
way
also,
yeah,
but you also got to remember, Lady ReShell, back then when Mama was out there, she out there with the bomb P, that things was a lot cheaper and easier back then than they are now. Inflation wasn't how it's going on a rampage now. It was low. Things was a little bit affordable, even on the salary that what it was that they brought in.
You can't say that because we wasn't living in that time. And that time for them, things probably seems like it was expensive because it was their time. Now, looking at what they made then, we like, that wasn't nothing. Why was they fussing? That's not our time. Things are more expensive now. It wasn't back then. It wasn't back then.
But that's why I said back then it was affordable for them.
No,
but you
that's
look,
not
but
true. You saying
yeah,
that
on whatever on the salary,
higher.
On the salary that you can look back at it. Matter of fact, think about houses. You can look at houses and you can see how much they paid for it 4 years ago, if that was the case. The equity bills, so they paid, say, $130,000 in 1982, but in 1960, the house is worth $32,000. You buy it for $32,000, then it starts to increase. Now that house is probably worth like $400,000 in this day and age. So back then, in their time, with their salary, things was meeting the affordability for them.
Right, exactly.
That's what I've been saying.
No, you were making it seem like it was okay. I don't even want to argue with that. Let's go to.
We ain't arguing. We debating.
Let's go. I'm just because I was born in 19.
Well, how we got 10 minutes left in the show and we only on number what?
That's okay.
Number 6.
We skipped around. So I was looking at things that cost when I was born in 1970. And it says the minimum wage was $1.70. The average income was $6,186. A new home was $26,000. A new car, $3,542. So, I mean, to them, that was probably expensive for them. And having that one salary, for some reason, the man was able to do it. I don't know how, but my dad was able to do it with 7 kids in the house, and we never went hungry. We never wanted for anything. My dad got up and went to work every day. My dad drove a garbage truck, made good money, and he was out there in the cold, in the sun, never missed a day off work. Never.
Okay. 2 things. I met your dad, and he was a wonderful, wonderful man. And I probably would have been that type of man also to take care of your mom and all 7 of you siblings. Diane said roommates without benefits. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. This is not Three's Company. Well, that's how Three's Company happened because Jack was on the other side anyway. But no, not in this. If I'm a straight man and you a straight woman, roommates without benefits is not going to happen under the same roof. After time, you're going to start getting looked at. You're going to start look delicious. You're going to start looking appeasing and appetite. Nope, ain't going to happen. Somebody going to be trying to scratch something.
Lisa said. So Lisa, I think I'm gonna allow you to get the last comment of the night because we're gonna wrap up. Lisa said, it's okay if we are caring and taking care of each other. I don't think it's anything wrong with me picking up something my man likes just as he would do for me. And that's true. And that's what you do. That's true. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, ooh, well, we going 50-50. Well, shit, I ain't getting that. That's not even a part of the deal. Like when you operating with that mindset, like that kind of stuff, Lisa, you probably won't be doing. A lot of times, and I've been in this situation to where you lose respect for that man. You lose respect for them. When you lose respect for them, you don't want to be intimate with them. It may be a chore. You may still do, but it may be a chore. and you begin to remove yourself mentally and physically from that man because you don't respect them. Because I'm looking at you like men are providers. You're providers. And so if we're in the same capacity, I'm a provider, you're a provider, who's the head? God made men the head. But where is that head operating in the house? It's not, because everything is 50-50. So there's no head. We gotten away from how it's supposed to be done biblically, and that's why a lot of relationships are suffering. Okay, Rizal, I need some words of wisdom. Not that you haven't been given wisdom all this time, Rizal, but just narrow it down to some words of wisdom.
Oh, look at you giving me the comfortability that I need so I can get back here next Monday and do it again. What Uncle Rizzy always say, you got people who are in love who's not together, and people who together who's not in love. Be in it for the right reason. Oh, and one more thing. Did Malia finish that book? Because I'm still waiting to hear what happened.
I have to ask her if she finished it. Maybe we'll have her to give us an update the next time we do Relationship Monday, so we can find out what happened.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know.
Relationship Monday, y'all. Tune in. Lady Rizal. Warriors talk, people. We got to get a nice ending.
We do. I just want to really quick say, if you would like to be a guest for Warriors Talk for Testimonial Monday, please inbox me and type the words ready in all caps so that you can be my special guest. We're looking for individuals to share your survivor journey. It could be from cancer or any type of thing that you have survived. So just let me know, inbox me, you're ready. All right.
Am I included in this?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't
I got to check. I got a couple testimonies. I'm surviving.
Oh, Lord, I'm scared now. Okay. All right, Rizal. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. I don't want you to go anywhere because coming up, we have a show for you, and I want you to stay tuned to Intellectual Radio at 7 p.m. for the People Show with Mark Wallace and Charles Thomas. Join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting with me today is Rizal Gilmore, aka The Biz. Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.